Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Hannah Grace Fletcher. I'm an aspiring author currently working on my very first novel project, Project AOS. It is a YA science fiction / fantasy novel, and that is all I care to divulge online for now because I am trying to get it traditionally published. So I don't want to reveal too much, but in this video we will be going over my creative goals in 2025. So first, starting off with very obvious, my writing goals for this year. So as you see here, I love to make very complicated plans. I actually have two versions of this list, one by project and one by month. But for Project AOS, it is actually planned to be part of a series. So there are 2 books. So this kind of was the best way I could come up with, like, combining writing these projects while still making some headway on one of them, so I could complete my goal of getting querying soon. Originally, I was thinking that I was going to be able to start querying this fall, but with how editing has been going for me and how difficult I found revising, especially since it's my first time revising a book as extensive as this, I don't think that that is going to happen. So I had an original plan for all of this, but with this, I give myself more breather room. It also allows me to start working on the second book of the project while I'm doing this. So in case there's anything that I want to connect over, I can go ahead and change that before I go into querying. But with this setup, I'm able to begin the querying process for Project AOS in spring of 2026. Now, if you see here, I have this laid out in seasons. That's because of just the way that I've decided to lay out my creative process with, if you haven't watched this video yet, the Writing Novelties, which is a series of video diaries which focuses on consecutive seasons. And so I kind of planned out around that what I wanted to be focusing on and kind of basing everything around that, at least for my writing goals, that is. But yeah, in winter, which is this month, I plan to complete the second draft of Project AOS and to plot and brainstorm for Project AOS, the second book. In spring, from March to June, I'll be sending the second draft of Project AOS to beta readers, which I need to find this season, and complete the first draft of Project AOS Book 2. For this summer, I plan on completing the third draft of Project AOS and research and revising for Project AOS Book 2. I don't know if it will take the whole season to do research and revising. It took me 3 months this time around just because of how extensive I needed to plan out the world. It might not take me as long, but considering I'll be writing a draft while I'm doing this, I just went ahead and said that that was all I was going to do for the second book. For fall of this year, I plan to hire a professional editor to give me a manuscript critique or just a developmental edit over the entire book for Project AOS, and then I will also be completing the second draft of Project AOS Part 2. For winter this year, I will complete the fourth and final draft of Project AOS once I have that feedback back from the professional editor, and I will also be sending the second draft of Project AOS Book 2 to beta readers. This is getting confusing, so I think in the future I need to come up with another name for the second book in the series, but nothing that I've come up with yet has really fit right, so this is what we're sticking with for now. For spring of next year, I know we're bleeding into next year a little bit, but this is kind of just for kind of at least the whole process of me completing and finishing the first book. So that's why it kind of goes on a little bit longer than just 2025. But anyway, in spring of next year, I will begin querying for Project AOS and complete the third draft of Project AOS Book 2. So wish me luck on that. That's definitely going to be a process. I'm going to be needing to do research for literary agents during the season before to kind of prepare for that, and also researching how to write a great synopsis and a query letter and figuring out which agents I want to query to. And then in summer of 2026, I will do the manuscript critique developmental edits from a professional editor for Book 2. And if I've had an agent by that time, that might not be something that I need to do, especially if they've already accepted the first book, that they may, if we work together, I doubt it will happen that fast, but if we manage to work together and find an editor, this may not be a step that I need to do and personally invest in, but I have it on there just in case. And then for that fall, I will complete the fourth and final draft of Project AOS Part 2. In summer and fall of 2026, I might actually add in parts of writing book 3 of the series if I end up thinking that the series needs a book 3. I don't know how many books this series is gonna need. That is a story for another day. It really depends how book two goes, and at this point, the options are really possible to go anywhere. But anyway, that is my writing goals for 2025 and a little bit into 2026. Next, my content creation goals with YouTube. I don't have too many goals considering I just started this channel and I'm not quite understanding how the analytics work or anything yet, so it's hard for me to know what is a reachable goal for me when I don't quite understand the analytics yet. But based off of what I do understand about YouTube, I would love to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year. This year, I believe I have 36 right now, so getting to 500 would be absolutely incredible. It's definitely out there, but I think it may be doable. And in order for that to happen, and in order just for me, because I love posting things and making videos, I want to post at least twice a month, if not more. I plan to do more, but I want to give myself some leeway in case school or work gets in the way. So yeah, post at least twice a month. And then I would like to reach an average of 200 views per video. I don't know if that's too much to ask because, like I said, I don't understand the analytics yet, so we'll see what happens with that, but that is what I have for my goals for now. Next, my publishing goals. So I actually enjoy, and especially with my English major, publishing other things besides novels, more short form works, because it really gives that satisfaction and gratification that you don't get from working on a long form project, and it also just improves me as a writer. And I enjoy writing both short stories and poems. I've written more poems recently, but I really want to get into more short stories. I've gotten things published before. I've gotten 1 short story and 2 poems published in the Phoenix Literary Arts magazine, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm still surprised. So I would love to try to get some more well-known, not with my university's magazine. Nothing wrong with that. I just want to try to push myself, and I know that that's a lot more difficult to achieve, so I do want to try for that. But anyway, just for writing short stories, I want to write at least 5 short stories this year. It seems pretty doable considering I have a lot of ideas, but I find short stories very difficult because you have very limited space to do what you want to do. But I want to try for 5. I think it's completely doable. And then out of those 5 short stories, I want to try to get at least 1 published to a reputable literary magazine. And that can include my university school one. I want to try for other ones, but if I just get the one for my university, I'm going to consider that a win. But anyway, for poems, I want to try to write 1 poem a week. I was actually writing about 1 poem a week when I was taking my writing poetry class, but since then I haven't really been consistent with writing poetry, and I love writing poetry. It's just with all these longer form projects, it's not something I reach for, but I think it would be really beneficial to like establishing a routine for me, just waking up and writing some poetry and really romanticizing my life and just becoming more aware of myself and who I am and just consciousness and stuff. So yeah, I really want to try to write 1 poem a week, and then I want to publish at least 2 of those poems to a reputable literary agency. So yeah, those are my publishing goals. Next we have my work goals. I don't know how much I've talked about this on this channel, but one of my dreams, besides becoming an author, which is the very obvious one, I really want to publish my book and many more, but I also would love to become a literary agent as my career. And I have been trying so hard to get internships for last semester. I didn't manage to get one, and I've been trying for this semester. I haven't heard back yet on any of them. It is very difficult to break into publishing, but I really want to get at least 1 experience in publishing and working in that industry before I graduate, so I'm more prepared and I have more experience to show future employers. But I want to intern at least 1. That's all I'm gonna say for now. If it's this spring, amazing. If it's not till the summer, that's cool too. Fall, I better get it because I'm running out of time because I graduate in spring of 2026. But anyway, I want to intern at least one or more literary agencies / publishers, anyone working in publishing, copy editing, editorial, anything like that. And then I would also like to beta read for 2 clients. I actually have my beta reading services set up on Fiverr. If you're looking for a beta reader, little shameless self-plug over there, but I'm completely willing to beta read for free, honestly, because I have only beta read for one other person so far, so I don't have a bunch of experience. So I would be completely willing to do it for free. And even my stuff on Fiverr, I made it so it barely cost anything compared with prices these days. But anyway, I want to beta read for at least 2 clients this year. I think that would really help me build my experience. And like I said before, just as much as I am passionate about writing my own book, I am passionate about looking at others' books and helping them make it the best it can be. So I would love to beta read for 2 more people. And now we get to my ideals. Now this section is like less concrete, except for I did include my reading stuff here, which is more concrete, but these are more like mindsets that I kind of want to establish. So by the end of the year, I would like to find a consistent writing routine that works for me, whether it be in the morning, at night, or just in the afternoon. Just finding it doesn't even have to be a consistent time, but I want to write every day and I want it to be consistent. And I want it to have I want to romanticize the whole process. I love writing whenever I have the time, and I'll probably continue to do that, but I want to be able to wake up and write for an hour before I go to school. An hour, I have trouble waking up, so an hour might be extensive, but just have a set time where I can be I am going to not worry about anything else, and I am going to write. And then like I was saying before, I really want to find ways to romanticize the routine. I gave myself a few ideas here just to make an actual project specific playlist and listen to that playlist. I have songs that remind me of the book, but they're not grouped together in a cohesive place, so sometimes over time I'll just forget about them. So I really want to put all of those songs together and make a project playlist because I think that's really cool. If you guys would like a video of me doing that, maybe that'd be a good idea, but let me know in the comments. I also want to incorporate writing sprints. I got more into this towards the end of the year with all the live streams that all the amazing Authortubers out here do. But when I got into them, it wasn't actually for writing, it was for when I was doing research and reading for the project. So I actually want to do authentic writing sprints this year. I would also like to find a good brainstorming warm-up method. I loved watching the video with Anna New and Brielle Writes when they swapped routines and learning about what they kind of do to warm up and get ready to write, like dancing around their room, just listening to music, or maybe just looking at a blank document and writing whatever comes to my head for the first 10 minutes to kind of get me in that flow. So I just want to kind of figure out a good way to kind of start writing, because sometimes that is the hardest part. You just have to start. So finding some sort of brainstorming warm-up method would probably be a great idea to romanticize my routine a bit more. And then I would love to read 50 books by the end of the year. I recently set up my account on Goodreads. I did not have a Goodreads account before. I have never gave myself a reading goal for the year, especially because I kind of stopped reading as much after middle school, elementary school, and just because of how much work I was doing with AP classes and everything, and I was just focusing on different things, so I didn't read as much. But I've really been getting back into reading, and I know how important it is as a writer to read. It's just when I used to not have as much time because I was in engineering school, and that meant that I was spending every ounce of my free time writing. But now that I have a lot more time, I really want to spend that time reading and learning what I like about certain writing styles and learning what I like that certain authors are doing. So I made myself a Goodreads account, and I made myself a Goodreads goal of 50 books. It's not very high, but some of the books that I have checked on my want to read list are extremely long. I have I have Mistborn, the Brandon Sanderson series on there. I have The Little Friend by Donna Tartt on there. I have a bunch of stuff on there, Also, if you would like to see a video of me like saying what I want to read in 2025, I can definitely do that. Also, I just realized that I may have said 2024 occasionally in this video. I meant 2025. It's January 2nd and it does not feel real to me that it is actually 2025. Anyway, that is all of my goals for 2025. Besides that, I really want to grow in my relationship with God. I want to try to hopefully read through the Bible this year. I know every single person out there literally says that, but in my mind, I'm like, Hannah, you read hundreds of books. You have read Donna Tartt. You read The Secret History and The Goldfinch this year. You can invest time in your Lord and Savior and actually read the Bible. So that is something I actually want to do. I want to incorporate spending more time with God and prayer into my early morning routines. And then just being more active, getting outside, actually working on my physical health to improve that way. So yeah, I think that is basically all of my goals. If you have any specific writing goals or just goals in general this year, if you have any suggestions on how to romanticize one's writing routine, if there's anything you do during your writing routine that you want to talk about in the comments, that would be awesome. If you made it this far in the video, let's do wait, oh my gosh. I have tea, because I got a new tea set for Christmas and it's pink and it's beautiful and I love it. But I don't think there's a teacup emoji, so do like the coffee steaming cup emoji. And that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching to the end if you did, and I can't wait for the next one. Bye.